enough for TLID now. It's all about proving grounds. But come week 6, seems like proving won't even be enough. They need a miracle to get back on track. It is going to be the first match, the closing day, the closing week of MPL ID Season 16, Week 6. TLID up against Na'Vi.
Landed on, here we go for our opening game. You mentioned it, who will take it, right? Draft-wise, I gotta agree. I think I am leaning more towards the side of the Cavalries here. But man, oh man, their execution needs to be precise.
Youngblood up against the veteran, Cars and Aran. But hey, lately they're starting to become veterans, right, Mirko?
Yeah. Youngblood also about to be veteran for Aran.
Coming of age.
But for now, he is still a Youngblood. He did enter quite late into MPL ID. Let's take a look at the emblems by Games Max here. Whoa, a lot of movement for the side. Oh man, they're gonna go for the fight on Witty. And that's the pressure I'm talking about. TLID have the better draft in a way where they have those prio picks, but Na'Vi definitely have the easier to execute composition. They can zone in the mid lane, they can play around the mid lane with the movement that they have, or they could just zone Yehezkiel away, who again has been struggling. The winning lanes for Na'Vi makes it also way more easier to execute. Let's take a look at the items here as well. Nothing too crazy, honestly.
Yep. Afro. It's gonna be fine. Just Witty. Closing the block. And I feel like Na'Vi also has proper, I'd say, disengage. Kite as well with the you know, Lantern Flare coming in from the Juicin. And then you have CV who can poke from behind. So if TLID goes in for a surprise shortcut play, then, you know, safety will always be their #1 priority for Na'Vi. Again, Ulkir has that Crimson Beacon to always disengage, but Joe is close by. Andoryu wants to go in, misses the taunt. So now TLID, they're still scraping for something.
Yeah. And it's Cars who takes the XP crab. Aran is down by a lot, man. He's been zoned from the wave so many times. And he's gonna go in again, Cars.
2v1 here in the bottom side. Cars half HP, not quite ideal before the first turtle, but on the other side, that's gonna be the Wound Shocker pop. Providing vision, Afro level 3. Will disengage for now. Andoryu though is on the turtle. That's gonna be the stun. Brave Spider, Andoryu juking! Real world revelation locking Andoryu down! It will be traded with the roamer, but Afro goes down as well. Now comes Ulkir with the knock-up. Joe will not be able to survive. It's a brawly early game, and it seems like Cars now looking for more. Is this the right call? Cars finds a kill, but Witty is too quick with it. Yehezkiel with the kill. It's 6 total kills already, just under 3 minutes.
And again, I think this is a bad habit of Cars. Every single time he gets the advantage, level 4 first, he doesn't rotate to the turtle to set up for Andoryu. He instead stays in lane, tries to take a 2v1, wastes a bit of resource, and wastes the advantage that he has in tempo. And that's what we saw. TLID were able to get some solid hits onto Andoryu. Then you see Cars come in a bit too late, and it ends up being 3 for 3 for what looked to be a free Na'Vi turtle fight.
Yep. Feels like he was quite late to the party too. Couldn't really shield Na'Vi from all the pressure coming in from TLID. All in all, it's quite still even. Even TLID having that 1k gold lead, or rather 100 gold lead, excuse me, 9.4k right now. But at least in the brighter side for Na'Vi, Cars is winning his lane and he's able to push around down the gutter. 1v1!
Oh my goodness, that's a solo! Shive caught off guard, and Joe finds an important solo kill. Looking for a counterplay here. Cross-map plays, and Andoryu will pick up the turtle. That's a gold leaner for a turtle, though. Don't think it's worth it.
What was Sive doing there?
He's trying to participate in the fight. He wanted to rotate to turtle. That's what you want to do as a gold laner in the current meta, but he got read out like a book.
Well. Oh,
Salmon Force immobilized. Afro. That's a shortcut, though, on towards just the roamer. In the early game, maybe it's worth it, but yeah, again, a kill on the board for TL.
Andoryu goes into the taunt.
With Ulkir now supporting him. That's going to be the knock-up. Back, flicker out. Andoryu looking for the counter. It seems like the Praise's Wrath will not connect this time.
TLID saw the talent predictions and they're like, yep, it's time to lock in. It's time to rub our hands and play the game.
Hey, TLID. They're about to break Na'Vi's record, you know, so Na'Vi want to try to stop him, I guess. Falling Star Moon here. Cars will still win out in the lane against Lapu Lapu. But remember, in the current meta, it's not really just about that lane win. It's about how you can translate that into the fights. And so far, I would say even in this game, Cars has been the better laner, but the better team fighter has been Aran. He plays for the team really, really well. He gets those bravest fighters down, and he doesn't care if he dies or not.
No, playing for the team is very essential, especially in this patch full of chaos. But Cars, yeah, hasn't been able to showcase much of a rotational play. You would actually see the Esmeralda being an oppressive force of nature, just running around, right? Invading the jungle, going close and participating in skirmishes, but I think Cars is very fixated on just winning his lane and making sure that the Lapu Lapu doesn't get online. But again, a Lapu Lapu, all he needs to do is just engage. And Cars?
There's gonna be a 2v1 here. Cars trying to juke it out, but the damages will be enough here with the Mount Chalker, but calm retribution. Here comes the reinforcements. It's a 3v2. But it seems like TLID will keep their distance. Top lane, it's a 2v1. Shive has the flicker. Will flicker under the turret. Joe jumps in and finds the kill. Final slash under the turret. Aran, bravest fighter towards the back. That's going to be a stun connecting onto his Afro. And Doryu with the taunt. Aran, very low. Real world manipulation though will try to save Weedy. He goes down regardless. Afro will be the trade. Both roamers off the board. That's going to be Yukira looking for the clear, but Kabuki is still very, very strong. The first structure in the game will fall for TLID.
They built the composition for the Arlet, but then you swap the Arlet into Roam, and that's what happens. Apro clearly is not comfortable on this pick. You saw him panic. Not a lot of composure on him with a pick like this, because again, the comfort matters. He used his skill 2 without having the passive up. Yeah. He could have just waited a bit longer there to get the passive onto Witty. Yeah, it's really showing.
And Avi trembling in fear slowly. At least they're able to get those objectives going. 2 out of 3 turtles now for Navi. That's gonna sum it up because next is the Lord. So TLID, all they have to do is just hold on as of now, because so far their team fighting presence has been very proper. Again, the RWM, Kabuki slowly getting his items, 2 kills now to his name, and Aran with the War Axe too. Quite late. But again, he was heavily oppressed by Cars in the lane, and his team fight presence at least is still evident. All he needs to do is just jump in with the bravest fighter, lock in 2 members, 3 members, and I think it's he can call it a day as of now.
And this is also why the chip is just so prio, right? Oh, hold up, and Doryu with a gank on his skill, but I don't think he's gonna die. Aran
looking for the counterplay here. Has the stun. Bravest fighter popped already. Seems like both teams are just picking their battles. They know. Hey, it's just under 1,000 gold, the gap, and let's not risk it.
Back to my point, the chip allows you to dictate the tempo, to dictate the matchup and the playstyle of the game itself. And it doesn't look like Navi, well, in a way they are playing to their strengths, but it's just weird because TLID, they're always getting to fights quicker. Navi reacted earlier by taking the portal to, again, recover from a pick-off from Shive, but they could have done that by picking up a free turtle into maybe structures in the bottom lane. They went straight for the fight up top, went for the gamble when they were behind, and again, it just comes down to them being comfortable or not on the picks. It was also a 3v5 or 3v4 that they were taking, because Cars had to recall, couldn't get the shortcut. Shive was dead. So Navi gotta be a bit more aware of what's going on here. TLID are the ones making proactive moves, and Navi seem to be reacting in the wrong way.
Yeah, with Navi now.
Oh, Shaman Force committed. They mute though. That's a Purify Afro. Finds a connection. That's going to be Shive finding the kill. Weedy now isolated. It seems like they will be able to capitalize, punish. Another kill on the border. Run alone. They're going in 1 by 1. And Navi will say thank you very much. That's a triple for Shive.
And just like that, Navi, they steamroll and TLID shatters the mirror. They lost everything that they built. 1v1, Joe against Cars, but up top it's gonna be the Lord too.
That's the stun, that's the damage. Seems like will not be enough. Joe decides to get away.
He's gone.
Seems like Joe will be able to get away for now.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's the adaptation. Good job, Navi. You have to make the proactive play first. Do not let the chip play with the tempo that he obviously will have. You gotta make these plays. You gotta try to force out the issue. You can't just be reacting. And they did it. They went on Kabuki, got Witty to ult, now forcing the real world manipulation. Oh, there you go.
Chain crowd control. That's the 4th kill on the board for Shive, by the way, under the turret here, bottom side. Again, Cars just being a nuisance onto his Joe. Yaskiel this time
Oh!
will show. That's Cars flickering forward. So aggressive, the machine. Now
Whoa.
Yaskiel very low. No.
Vroom, vroom.
Still holding on to the flicker. Cars finds the solo. That's a nasty, nasty move.
As fast as lightning, Cars was there. Flickers aggressively, gets Yehezkiel. Now Na'Vi, they are online. Even Andoryu forcing a run to flicker. And at this state, is Na'Vi unstoppable?
Now it should be, again, this lead should have been Navi's lead all the way from the start. They have the easier to execute composition. They are not reliant purely on level 4s. And now, yeah, for sure, TLID are going to have to make proactive moves on the map, but those proactive moves can end up really, really bad now. And again, this is also why I thought more of the Lunox than the Yi for Yehezkiel. Now that the structures are all taken down, Witty, whenever he pops a shortcut, Yeve's going to be in an awkward spot because you never want to be in the team fight. You want to be outside, trying to zone, trying to use your skills with the range that you have. Now it becomes an all-out brawl, and it comes back to Na'Vi finding a bit more value in there. Really good proactivity from the boys here. The items, nothing too special, so I'm not going to read into it. Just proper reactive tools. Radiant Armor, the Brute Force for Andoryu, knowing he's been locked down by the CC quite a bit. And for others, it is very classic. Sea Halberd, I guess, is the thing that we can talk about Shive. There is a bit of sustainability, obviously, for Kabuki here when he pops in Zaman Force. And again, look, Cars will be the one opening up the map, looking for plays. Witty cannot go for him. If he does, the whole team of Na'Vi can react to it.
Yeah, Cars is totally okay with this duty that he has, because opening up the map obviously will make him prone to being crashed upon by a shortcut, but he is a very, very tanky player this time around with the Esmeralda. Holy Crystal purchase seen towards Kabuki. Might be his power spike, but 11 minutes now, Na'Vi. The game is in their hands. Witty looking for a flank angle.
Oh, it's just the right call with the
find
flicker
it.
as well. He invested the flicker, now it's shortcut. That's a knock-up on towards Witty. Witty has no flicker, mind you. That's going to be Cars. Zoning members, Witty. 1 HP still able to get out this time. But take a look at the top there. Joe cleaning the structure stop. So that's just the tier, the inhibitor rather, left standing for Na'Vi.
Yeah, realize Gani, we see it again. Afro clearly not comfortable on the Arlet. So far it's still working, but they burnt out some big flickers that are meant to catch Joel, Kabuki, and Yehezkiel. TLID can still play a proper front to back and out teamfight Na'Vi. Even though it's tough to do, it's possible.
Well, Lord now. Gonna be a dance to the death, and TLID they have to respond to this.
Joe looking for the steal there with the Mount Chalker pop. Kabuki is already in the area as well. Oh my goodness, Andoryu clutch. Retribution, Witty falling first now under the Shaman for Kabuki. Will deal a lot of damage.
Joe!
That's gonna be Joe finding an important kill. Down goes Ukir, down goes Afro. They've got the Lord, but they lost 3. Cars again, just zoning. Yes, kill in the back. But they will lose that structure in that mid.
Cars has a personal grudge towards Yehezkiel. Keeps on finding him. Andoryu.
Oh, quite a bit of damage there. The personal grudge won't get you wins though, but this will.
Let's see.
Can.
Falling Stormwood. That's a stun with a flicker. Now Shocker with a stun. Cards flickering away. Ukir will be up in 4. Shiva is up. Andoryu trying to hold on, and he survives. The inhibitor will still be up for TLID.
You talked about the Lunox being a shredder, right? But then the Yisun Shin comes in. What do you think of this? Like, this guy is just casually basic attacking all the frontliners of Na'Vi.
He's doing really good. And imagine if they had the Lunox, right? Yehezkiel wouldn't have to run away all the way to base. He could just Brilliance to deal with him. He could shred Cars, actually, at this point of the game with the Divine Glaive.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the power of the Yisun Shin. This is why it is still very, very prio. You're so good in the early game with the ultimate, having that burst. You're good in the mid game, and you scale pretty good too. And Andoryu.
Oh, again, the concealed play finds the kill there. Yehezkiel wasn't able to react. No flicker in hand as well. Now it's a 5v4, waiting from the flank. That's a ton, a big one! Shiva finds the double. That's going to be Kabuki dealing a lot of damage, though. Still able to hold on Andoryu. But no one knows where the chip is. Seems like the call is Witty. The recall? Yeah, that's gonna be the call. It seems like Na'Vi will continue the siege. No, never mind. Witty cancels a recall. They will lose out on the inhibitor though.
Gonna look for a flank angle again because Yehezkiel is up in 4, but I don't think he can do anything about it because Na'Vi are corralling them left and right.
Look at the formation, right?
Seems like this is a game of back and forth now, and it's anybody's game.
It is. TLID have very good team fighting power. The real-time victory rate looks better for Na'Vi, but in reality, I don't think it's all that much better. TLID will have more macro control around the map just because they have a chip to play with. So someone can go up top, clear the wave, and get those turrets like we have been seeing for Joe, while the rest of the team, Na'Vi, can't really react to it because, again, the chip can just bring you back. This is much more 50-50. Yes, Na'Vi have a base turret, but it is the weakest base turret to get at this point of the game. It's only mid lane. You want to get those side lane turrets. TLID also are scaling really, really well. Yehezkiel, despite being on the Eve, would have been a better Lunas, I feel. Kabuki and Joe, 3 of these guys are scaling like monsters, man. They will deal a lot of damage. Kabuki's already on a Divine Glaive, so he already has the Holy Crystal, and he's building towards concentrated energy. Na'Vi have been trying, or have been, bursting Kabuki down. But they do not have enough burst if Kabuki gets CE. Look at their composition. It's all about lockdown. Kabuki has Purify. And this is what I was talking about. Cars can react to the plays up top, but this will happen.
Oh, that shortcut spam as well. That's going to be the gang. Cars trying to hold on, flicker out, but is it enough? Taking a lot of damage, and that is too much. That's going to be Cars for the Lord here, seems like. And yeah, Na'Vi will say, all right, we'll have to be satisfied with it.
Is that worth it, though?
No. It would have been worth it if they could burst Cars quickly, but Cars stayed alive for too long, and Na'Vi made the call. Another instance of, yes, Joe can take you down with Kabuki, but Esme is so tanky. This is the Esme Uranus thing. You need someone that can shred like a Lunox. See, if they had this is going to go round and round.
Yeah.
But Cars would have not been able to do that. Now, though, Na'Vi get the Lord. Unfortunately, it is only in the mid lane, and they won't have Cars for a bit. And TLID are actually holding the wave, which means they should be able to clear it again.
Now Witty again on scouting duty
That's a CE.
for flank angles, and yeah, again, the CE completed for Kabuki. Quite a bit of health too. Acquired now, but the Lord will march in. TLID, they have to hold their base.
Seems like Na'Vi though. The call is
Witty.
played slow, waiting from the flanks. That's going to be the... Oh, Shive caught. Witty shows, has immortality, and they will defend their top inhibitor. That's going to be the Mountain Chalker not connecting, but Witty, isolated, loses his immortality, and that's going to be Witty going to sleep. It's a 5v4. Seems like now Na'Vi, they desperately want the side lane turrets, but TLID, they're defending it quite well.
The calls are everywhere, man. TLID. Yeah, Witty was very, very awkward. Apro has an angle.
I see real world manipulation invested already. Now Na'Vi knows that this important resource will not be available. All of the turrets falling here for TLID. And Na'Vi, they're taking it slow. They're disciplined.
A winner crown purchase for Yehezkiel. He knows he needs sustainability. He needs safety.
Wow!
Advantage!
Been flicker, final slash. That's gonna be Joe getting out with the traceless. 2 waves coming in. Kabuki trying to deal damage. That's gonna be the crowd control. Stopping Kabuki. Will burst Kabuki down. TLID, they are in big trouble as Na'Vi finds kills all over the place. That's a double for Shive. The base wide open with just Yehezkiel and Joe defending. Wave coming in the mid. Ladies and gentlemen, with strong start for Na'Vi, and the base is too exposed. 3 waves jumping in, and Na'Vi finally finds the wipeout, and they will take game 1.
Different week, different